when it talks about the battle that takes place in Armageddon, it talks about that the crows will feast on the bodies of men and mighty men. It's in there, right? So I'd never noticed that before, and this was happened about 3 weeks ago. So when people say, "Oh, we're in the tribulation," no, we're not, because until the mighty men return on the scene to fight, we're quite not there, right? And then to go a step further, when you went to the and again, that is why they fight tooth and nail to do away with any type of giant bones that they find. The Smithsonian's, I used to be a Freemason. I got out of it before I got too high up in the ranks, but I've talked about this all the time. The Smithsonian Institute is the Freemason Men in Black. Every time they come across giant bones, they'll rush in, and if they can't say it's Native American land and close you off, they'll take them, and I don't know where they end up, but you'll never find them or whatever, because the first giant that they find proves everything you said is right. You have to go back and hit everything. If they find one, well, that would make sense. That's how they made, and that's how they moved 1 trillion tons worth of granite to build a freaking pyramid, or a power plant is what it really is, man, or an AI computer or whatever you want to call it, right? But if they find that one thing, bro, that's why they will take you out, man. Grand Canyon, there's so much the Grand Canyon cover-ups they do, man. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, well, dude, Goliath's son, 6 fingers on every hand, 6 toes on every foot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the way I look at this thing, I try to look at it as like real as possible. And, I try to stay away from any hypotheticals or metaphysical, any of that crazy stuff. Just plain and simple genealogy.
Yeah.
And so right off the bat with lion men, they were in Sodom, and the angels blinded all the small and the great. In Hebrew, that's Katan or Gadol, meaning all the small people and all the people of great size. So that puts Nephilim there in Sodom, and that's where Lot, and then that story, and then lion men come from there. Then later on, David has the Gadites, 11 Gadite warriors that join his 37 mighty men, with the faces of lions. So that would suggest that they were intermarrying, and that was a big thing. Why intermarriage was so bad was because it was specific to these tribes.
Yeah.
Because again, to look at it black and white, human race was just under attack completely, and everyone had different motives, right? Like going back to mythology, Isaiah 34:14 mentions the Seir, the he goat. So to me, you've got 6 fingers every hand, and then you've got a he goat. Well, we see both of those in different parts with mythology and stuff like that, right? You got he goat and Pan and all that crazy stuff. So who's to say that these entities weren't literally just getting in a boat, hopping over, going somewhere else, and be like, "Hey, I'm a god, follow me," and they start, right?
Yeah.
And then God's, like in Exodus, standing stones and faith markers. That was a big thing. Jacob anointed the stone that he slept on, turned it up, and it was a faith marker. Evil is the flip of good. You mentioned the obelisk in DC. Eventually, a pattern with standing stone starts where they're in front of a temple. Not only just a faith marker, they're in front of a temple. And specifically, God said, don't use tools on these. They will become unclean and unfit, just as is, right? Because, he made stones, anyways, blah. So then you see obelisks in front of the Capitol. So boom, right?
Yeah.
And it's a temple. Oh my gosh. And then again, and I hate this, because I'm human too, but like we need money. Money works. This is where unfortunately our civilization has gotten, where it used to not be, and barter and all that crazy stuff. But so now they got us where they want us, right? Because that's how society is built. So it's like they're just blatant right there, the Capitol. And then you go down the rabbit hole of state fairs, how they were originally called Festivals of Columbia. And then you got District of Columbia. right? And all this crazy stuff. And then the Arcturus star, talk about free energy. In the Chicago Fair in 1933, they isolated the Arcturus star and used 4 observatories to harness free energy to light up the sky for the first night of the
Yeah.
Chicago's Fair. So
Yeah.
just more evidence of them playing right in our face.
Yeah, bro. And so, I can I can add on icing to everything you just said there. I literally 2 or 3 days ago, I was driving and I was stuck in traffic, and I was looking around. I wasn't in a bad mood, but I was seeing all these people, right? And I was just looking at them. I drive a truck, F-150, and I was just looking out. I was like, man, all these people look miserable. Like, this is not the state. Now, we're not supposed to live in caves either, but this is not the state that we're supposed to, that we're supposed to be in. And then it was like last week on Tucker Carlson, I think the lady was talking about that we have underground dumbs with tunnels and everything like that we spent $42 trillion on. It's like 42 trillion of our $47 trillion was spent, and that they use that free energy technique down there, and that they have these railway systems. And again, today, I don't know if Joe Rogan has been tapped to release, but he is, I think it was yesterday or today, probably yesterday actually, he was destroying that fossil fuels are from dinosaur bones and plants, and that's a naturally occurring something from the earth. And when I see this, and again, and people, if you don't understand what he's talking about, the District of Columbia and all this other stuff, I tell people this all the time. Just because you don't believe doesn't mean that these psychos don't believe. They 100% believe what they're doing, right? And they will do everything in their power. Doesn't matter if you don't believe. They believe, and that's the thing. And when you're dealing with sociopath level narcissist, right? That's a deadly combination, right? And that's the links that I've came to, that they 100% believe in that, the fact that Jesus is coming back. That's why he's hated so much, right? And they know that there's going to be a fight, and they think that they are going to win, but they are 100% are preparing for this. And I actually think just in, this year alone, the UAP, UFO orbs we were getting slammed with in January, all these crazy fires, all this weather modification, all this stuff that's going on. There's something more to it. And I think it has to do with exactly what you are talking about. And I believe that I don't know, I just believe that we're coming to, I would say, a head, for lack of a better word, man. A flashpoint is about to occur of something. I don't know what, but this has something to do with it. History has something to do with it.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.